Hello, and thanks for coming Jae Walking with me. Today is Monday, December 13th. I appreciate you coming along because this is a really important message I have for you today. I was talking with another friend of mine who's on the West Coast and is experiencing all of the flooding and the eroding of the roadways there. And she said, like others have said, like we're scared. Like this is terrible what's happening. Like she said, you don't understand, Jay. Like we're cut off. And I said, I understand. I see what's happening, but I do understand. And I didn't share this circumstance with her, because we were a little bit, it was a bit of a panic call. What I shared was a solution with her, and I'll share the solution, but I want to share this circumstance with you so you understand why the solution was so important. One time when I was in Bermuda, I, have been going back and forth there many, many times as we do, business with wonderful, wonderful people there and have for many years. And it was late in the year. I was there. I was leaving the hotel one morning, and the hotel people said, where are you going? I was taking the cab to the airport. They said, you're not going out today. And I said, yeah, I am. I'm going home today. And they said, no, you're not. I said, yeah, I am. I took the cab. They kind of threw their hands up in the air, like, whatever, Anyway, I went to the airport. Sure enough, they said, there was a, severe storm coming in. And of course, where they are in the middle of the ocean, they certainly get some, volatile weather. And there were many people that when they heard the flight was going to be delayed, if it showed up at all, a lot of people went from the tip of the island where the airport is onto the mainland. And if you can imagine, there's only a little causeway. It's like a narrow bridge. It's only a couple of meters off sea level. And a lot of people went back to the mainland, figuring they'll shop or eat or whatever. And I stayed in the airport and I did two things. One was I started writing my first book, Sensory Media. I figured, well, once I'm here, I might as well do some research, might as well take creative use of my time. And also, I took breaks, stood up, walked around, got some water, and I went outside and I recreated a vision that I held for myself from that morning, which was, having a safe flight home that day. And knowing the weather patterns and knowing the flight patterns I had experienced before, that if there was a gap in the weather, the plane would in fact leave from Toronto, go to Bermuda, which is about a 2-hour and 20-minute flight, and then head directly back home. So that was the vision that I held, that was exactly what was going to happen. About 9 hours later, we got, there's an announcement at the airport that indeed, that the flight was going to make its way there. Gave us a bit of an ETA, and again I continued to hold the vision that the flight was safe and it would make it and that the weather would cooperate, and the Bermudians would come back home and the Canadians would hightail it off. So and indeed that's exactly what happened. Here's the thing, there was never a question in my mind. It wasn't I'm going to use the word victimized. I never felt victimized by the circumstance, because in my mind, knowing as a creator and knowing as a manifestor that I had influence over that. So I wasn't about to fall victim. I have mostly said, no, that's not how I want it to happen. And so I worked what I could do energetically to change that circumstance for me and for everybody else. And I'm sure I wasn't the only one holding that vision. But that was what I shared with my friend in BC today. And when she explained how, that there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear. And, I was watching something that Cliff High did the other day, and he said, that bug that he calls it that plays in your conscience is doubt, when you have doubt. So listening to David Icke today, it was actually an interview he did late November, and here's what he said. He said, aware minds will see the dots. He said, critical thinking minds will connect the dots, but it's only renegade minds that will not conform to the dots. And they will use an expanded level of consciousness to create the reality that does not cross their self-esteem or their self-respect. And so that was, I thought that was a very powerful thing. I did actually post that on Facebook today. But my aha moment was deliberately chosen today because of the fear and anxiety that's happening right now with a lot of people, and the fact that so many people are conforming to things and following rules that they know are not right. They cross our self-respect, they cross our inalienable rights, but yet they conform because they don't know what else to do. And here's what I shared with my friend today. You hold that vision very clearly, whatever it is, getting together with your family, financial shifts, that flight that's going to arrive, you being on that flight, whatever it happens to be, the new coat that you want for Christmas, whatever that vision happens to be, peace, whatever you know, I'm sure there's a lot of things going on in your head right now as to how you would like to see us operate. And you do have the ability to influence. We are not taught that. A lot of the, you know, the Bob Proctors and the Mary Morrisons of the world, I mean, they've been teaching it for years, but we don't grasp it because in school and in religion and that, none of that's taught. We're taught that we're physical beings and that, you know, this is life, you know, be happy with your 2 weeks vacation. It's not life. That's not how it works. You are a co-creator. You are an energetic being who is tapped in, and there are no synchronicities. The synchronicities happen when you have a vision. You bring that stuff to you. That's what manifesting is all about. And it's like, you call it dark matter, you call it whatever, 95% of what happens we can't see with our naked eye or any of our senses. We do not see it, we do not smell it, we do not taste it, but it is out there and it is supporting us, and that's how it works. So I wanted to leave that with you. As I said, super important message, and that is the basis of what we call a human approach. I know a lot of people think a human approach is about, you know, giving and kindness and stuff, and you know, that has a lot to do with it too, but it really is about understanding who you are as a human being. So I hope that resonates with you. I'm going to keep sharing that because that's my mission. I've been studying this stuff for 25 years. I've manifested all kinds of things into my life, and I'm going to continue to. And right now, like many of my friends, I'm holding the vision for a peaceful, abundant, well, healthy, collaborative, loving planet filled of people who are just, you know, on purpose and fulfilling their lives with such joy and splendor. So 'tis the season, 'tis my vision. I hope you have the vision with me, and I look forward to, you know, taking that human approach with you onward and upward, right? That's what it's all about, calling succeed deliberately. So I hope you're having a great Monday, great start to your week. Thanks for coming, Jae Walking. Apologize for the long email, long message, but you know, it's kind of necessary right now. We need to understand how to get out of this, what we're in, and that's how we do it, by making the decision that it's going to be different. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.